Hello Zainey friends, thank you for being part of our Zainey fam. Today we are talking about blogging SEO.
Part 2.
Part 2. Yeah.
And if you want to see the other stuff in our content creator series, the playlist will be down below for you.
Before we start, make sure you don't miss any of our interactive opportunities. Like, subscribe, and if you're totally awesome, share the video. Follow us on social media, and you'll find that done right in there. Yeah. And if you're a content creator, join us in Geeks and Beauties on Facebook.
And don't forget to comment down below in this video if you want us to cover other topics about social media or YouTube or blogging. Put what you want us to cover down below.
Okay, we've got 3 main things to talk about when we're talking about SEO in this particular video. So we need to talk a little bit about using your WordPress permalinks. Now, what is a permalink?
Now let us back up. In WordPress, he's talking about WordPress permalinks, but a permalink does not have to be used only on WordPress. You can use it in other places as well. But let's talk about what a permalink is.
A permalink is actually the address that you have for a particular page. Now, when we're talking about the WordPress permalinks, this also applies to Blogger and a few others if you can get into their settings. I was easily able to find it's easy to find the permalinks settings in WordPress, and so we're going to present that to you really quickly. But what you're trying to do here is make it so that it says your blog's URL followed by the name of the post. That way it's really easily searchable.
Oh, so that's good for your SEO so people can find it. Okay.
Exactly. But also that way when people are going through, if it hasn't quite loaded yet, they can see in the URL that that is what they wanted to click on. So they can kind of stick around just in case there might be a slowdown in their network connection.
Makes sense.
So in order to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to go into Settings and then click Permalinks. And you're going to want to say that you want to use a custom structure. We're going to have this listed down below, but there's a very specific code. It is \% postname $, and that is basically telling it, hey, I want it to be the post's name here. Okay.
Now, does this work with other websites as well, or is this just specifically WordPress?
This is actually good SEO all around.
No, I mean the actual thing that you're talking about, going into using the custom structure.
Different ones might do it differently.
Okay.
Especially if you're not using one of the big name ones. But that should be the code that they use because the % is kind of code in URL speak.
Okay.
Okay. So that's also going to be true when you're building a website. If you're not necessarily just building a blog, if you also have a website, you want to have the URLs be the name of what you're talking about. Typically, even the title that you're putting up there, you want to have it be in the URL.
Okay.
Okay. So that brings us into tagging. Tagging is pretty much the lifeblood of SEO for blogging and things like that. You want to make sure you always tag yourself.
So when you talk about tagging, are you talking about like hashtagging?
Hashtagging, yeah. Some of them do it without the hashtag. Especially, I've been using the WordPress. I've been working with Bubble Blabber, and they don't have any of the hashtags on there. But you do have a little place where you just start typing in tags.
Okay.
Tagging is actually older than the hashtag meme that's been used. It was made popular by Twitter, but it's been around as long as websites because it was the meta tag. If you make a link to any place else, tag it. So you're saying, okay, well, I'm reviewing this from this person. Tag that. That way, you're getting a little bit more credit for talking about them. And if somebody is searching for them, you will come up in the search results so that your review might show up.
Okay.
Also, if you make a reference to any concrete thing directly related to what you're talking about, tag that too. When I've been working with Bubble Blabber reviews, many times I'll be making extended references to other franchises, sometimes even as a joke, but primarily because it's related. So I'll tag that as well. So people that are like, okay, well, I'm into this, you show up as well. Even if it's not directly related, you've made it related by how you're writing.
That makes sense.
So there's special tools to also help you find things that are around what you're trying to tag. I've been using Let's Tag on my phone. It's been very helpful for Instagram and for Twitter, but you could also use it for WordPress and other blogging things. Laney, what do you use?
I use keywordtool.io. It basically helps me with YouTube, blogging, Google searches. You just type it in there and it gives you like a list of the most popular searches for that.
Okay. Do you have any other tips on how to do some of this tagging?
No, actually tagging is my downfall. I hate it and I don't do it effectively at all. But I just kind of slow and steady do what you've been saying, and that's pretty much the best I can do.
Okay, well that's good. The last subject that we would like to talk about, and we're just going to touch on it briefly because we have a friend who has also touched on this, are hosting. We're going to have a link down below to some other friends that are going to be talking about hosting and your blogging SEO, so you can go and take a look at what they have to say as well. But your host can be important, not necessarily just for your SEO, but for making your website better. A fast host can actually speed you, like raise your grade up in Google, because Google likes sites that load quickly. They want people to be able to go in, see what they need, and go, and that way they can kind of tell if somebody wasn't interested or was interested in what you're talking about. We use Fat Cow. They do have a lot of storage, infinite storage with a good bandwidth, and the bandwidth is kind of how much data they can send out at a time. But also, they're green powered. They're actually powered by windmills. So they don't have much of a carbon footprint, and that's why we like them. And they're really not all that expensive. The most popular one for newbies is Bluehost. The reason why they're so popular is that a lot of the people that go onto them have a contract with them to advertise them. So that's why they became really popular. Listed #1 by hostingadvice.com, however, is InMotion. They have a ton of different free services, and when you're just starting out, it's only $2.95 a month.
Oh, I've never heard of them. That's interesting.
I hadn't either until I started doing research for this. So these are 3 different options you can try. Certainly our friends might be advising a few others, but do some research yourself. Make sure if what features they offer are what you need, and double check if you're not using one of these 3 that they are compatible with WordPress or whatever blogging platform you're using, because not all of them are compatible in their architecture and programming thingamajiggers to work.
Right.
So that is the gist of your hosting. Hopefully you've picked up on how to just get another couple steps higher on your SEO and be found.
And I hope you like this kind of shorter format that we're doing. Let us know if you like us breaking it down like this, so it's like under 10 minutes and then you can just like watch it real quick. If you do, please let us know. But thank you so much for joining us today. You can join us again on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays.
And sometimes Sundays.
And until next time,
stay safe.